What's up guys? Welcome back to CryptoBytes, your daily crypto news source. In this video, we will be talking about the possibility that Ethereum would be able to overpower Bitcoin in the next cycle. If this topic interests you, just keep on watching and interact with us in the comment section below. From decrypt.co, according to recent public blockchain statistics gathered by analytics firm Glassnode, retail investors now hold around 17% of Bitcoin's entire circulating supply. Quote, "Not perfect yet, but solid for a 12-year-old asset and definitely trending in the right direction." End quote. Reflexivity research analyst Will Clemente tweeted in reaction to the data, quote, "Bitcoin's supply disperses over time, whereas fiat's holding base concentrates over time to whales." End quote. Clemente submitted a Glassnode chart that shows the fraction of Bitcoin supply controlled by individual investors steadily increasing since 2011. Glassnode defines retail as having fewer than 10 Bitcoins in a wallet, which is presently worth about $169,000. This appears to be supported by data from IntoTheBlock, another blockchain analytics service. According to the firm's Bitcoin holding distribution website, addresses with 0-10 BTC account for 17.3% of Bitcoin's total supply. This ratio was less than 12% in early 2020, but it began to rise dramatically in 2022. Other times of strong retail accumulation for Bitcoin were late 2013 to early 2014, as well as late 2017, each of which was a late bull market, early bear market era for Bitcoin. Glassnode originally described entities as different Bitcoin owners, including clusters of blockchain addresses that may or may not belong to the same owner. It discovered that entities holding less than 10 BTC accounted for 13.9% of supply in February 2021, a percentage that has been growing over the course of Bitcoin's lifetime. Bitcoin has frequently been chastised for its high concentration of ownership, which some feel undermines advocates' promises of decentralization. Bloomberg stated in November 2020 that only 2% of accounts held 95% of the Bitcoin. However, as Glassnode pointed out in a direct response, this statistic does not account for the distinction between persons and wallet addresses, which might hold Bitcoin on behalf of hundreds or even millions of separate users. Bitcoin also looks to have a more uniform distribution of supply across different percentiles than other prominent cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum and Dogecoin. According to CoinMarketCap, addresses with at least 0.1% of the entire supply own over 64% of Doge and 38% of ETH compared to only 9% of all Bitcoin. Meanwhile, according to supplementary statistics from IntoTheBlock, owners of more than 100 BTC account for a decreasing percentage of overall ownership over time, 69.5% in 2013 against 59.8% currently. From dailyhodl.com. According to Bloomberg's chief commodity strategist Mike McGlone, Ethereum is poised to outperform Bitcoin. According to the widely recognized expert, amid choppy seas for practically all risk assets, Ethereum's performance versus Bitcoin remains solid on the basis of mass acceptance. Quote, "Bitcoin crosses series. Ethereum may be a top candidate to continue outperforming the firstborn crypto. Ethereum's advances versus Bitcoin have been unshaken by 2020 deflation in most risk assets and may be gaining underpinnings." End quote. McGlone, on the other hand, forecasts a warm spell for Bitcoin, predicting that the leading crypto asset by market size would beat the stock market if the Federal Reserve reserves its hawkish posture. Quote, "A warm spell ahead. Bitcoin crosses versus propensity to outperform. The world's benchmark digital asset has taken a beating in 2022 with most others, but Bitcoin appears poised to resume its inclination to outperform when the Fed pivots to easing." End quote. Looking deeper, McGlone believes Bitcoin is also poised to exceed Tesla. Analysts frequently link TSLA's performance to Bitcoin's as an innovative tech stock with a comparable risk profile and market attributes. According to the Bloomberg expert, Bitcoin's lowering inflation rate positions BTC to outperform Tesla as supply and demand considerations favor the leading crypto over the more inflationary TSLA shares. Quote, "Bitcoin crosses. The crypto looks to regain upper hand over Tesla. The near certainty of declining Bitcoin supply versus the rising amount of Tesla shares outstanding favors outperformance by the crypto if the rules of economics apply." End quote. From CryptoPotato.com. Because of the negative headlines surrounding the insolvent crypto exchange FTX, the Democratic Senate Majority (PAC) has decided to refund $3 million in political donations from the company's management. Nishad Singh, FTX's former head of engineering donated $2 million, while Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX's disgraced former CEO, donated $1 million. According to CNBC, a PAC spokeswoman stated that the PAC opted to return the donations due to, quote, severe accusations about FTX, end quote. The PAC is awaiting, quote, appropriate guidance from federal law enforcement officers based on their legal processes, end quote, before returning the funds. It wouldn't be the first time the Democratic Party took such a step. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee and Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee have likewise committed to repay their FTX funds. The Democratic National Committee spokesperson Daniel Wessel stated that the organization will repay $815,000 in donations from Bankman-Fried dating back to 2020, pending sufficient legal assistance. SBF is well known for being the Democratic Party's second largest donor during this year's midterm election campaign. According to his own account, he also made about similar gifts to Republican politicians, but he kept them under wraps for fear of public retaliation. The former billionaire's total gifts came to over $40 million. Singh's reached $8 million, despite the fact he hasn't been charged with any wrongdoing. Meanwhile, Alameda Research, FTX's sister trading desk, gave $5 million to Future Forward USA, which spent millions on Joe Biden's 2020 presidential campaign. According to FTX's bankruptcy lawyer, FTX's assets were mixed with Alameda's for the purpose of margin trading, which resulted in massive losses. Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas and will be extradited to the United States. He's also been accused with misleading investors by the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, and the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, and both agencies are investigating him for potential securities fraud. Politicians aren't the only ones who may have to repay their ill-gotten FTX riches. Binance, which earned $2 billion from the business when it exited its FTX ownership holding last year, might suffer clawbacks throughout the bankruptcy process as well. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao was hesitant to offer a firm answer last week when asked if his company could manage such a clawback, saying, quote, "We'll let the lawyers handle it. We are financially strong," end quote. Was this video helpful? If so, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, so we'll know what you think about the fallout of FTX and its effect on Ethereum and Bitcoin. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next videos.